I'm Amanda Starantino. It's shaping up to be a great weekend with some great weather. That is one way to introduce next weather's Chloe Carlson. Good morning.
Chloe, thank you. More than 40 rallies are scheduled just in LA County today to protest the policies of President Trump.
This will be the third so-called No Kings March across the nation and the first since October. Elise Martinez is live in Baldwin Park, where one of the first protests is expected to start this morning. And Elise, there have even been some security preps for these protests today. What's going on?
Amanda, Rachel, good morning. We are just over the 10 freeway, and in just a few hours, protesters are expected to line the sidewalk here in Baldwin Park. They are taking part in a protest as part of the No Kings protests happening across the country and all over SoCal today. Now, the largest protests are expected to be in downtown LA, and drivers could see disruptions this weekend. The city is trying something new. Along the 101, you'll find metal gates installed at the Los Angeles street on and off ramps. Officials hope that the gates will keep protesters from accessing the freeway near City Hall. Tens of thousands of people are expected there for a protest this afternoon. You may remember protesters taking over this part of the 101 during past protests, causing dangerous conditions and disruptions.
Probably not a good thing. Yeah. People need to protest lawfully and legally and express their First Amendment rights, but do it within what's lawful.
Today is the third No Kings protest. Last June, more than 5 million people took to the streets, and more than 7 million people protested across the country last October. Here in LA County, there are more than 40 separate rallies and marches scheduled. People say they're protesting the Trump administration's immigration policies, the war in Iran, and the economy. Now, the smaller protests like the one here in Baldwin Park, those get underway early this morning. That one's expected to start at 8 a.m. and last until 10 a.m. Those ones in downtown Los Angeles, specifically the one in front of City Hall, that gets underway at 2 p.m. Live in Baldwin Park, Elise Martinez, CBS LA. Rachel, Amanda, back to you.
All right, Elise, thank you. And now to the war with Iran. At least 10 U.S. service members were injured in an attack on Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. Sources tell CBS News that the attack consisted of Iranian missiles and drones. Several planes were also damaged. Iran attacked the same air base earlier this month, killing a U.S. Army sergeant. Meanwhile, gas prices in Southern California are creeping closer to that $6 mark as this war continues. LA County is now up to $5.97 for a gallon of regular. Ventura County is at $5.93, Orange County $5.91, and the IE you're at $5.83.
Well, both houses of Congress have left for a 2-week vacation, leaving funding for the Department of Homeland Security up in the air. But
CBS LA's Shauna Mizell reports TSA workers could still get their first paycheck in more than a month on Monday.
Congressional lawmakers left Capitol Hill overnight for an Easter recess, despite failing to reach an agreement to fund the Department of Homeland Security.
The yeas are 213 and the nays are 203. The resolution is adopted.
The House passed a short-term measure to fund every agency under DHS, but the legislation faces a bleak future in the Senate.
Mr. Speaker, we're here dealing with a partisan spending bill that the Senate has already indicated is dead on arrival.
House Republicans balked at a Senate-approved funding deal that would have funded most of DHS, except for Immigrations and Customs Enforcement.
We're not going to split apart two of the most important agencies in the government and leave them hanging like that. We just couldn't do it.
The partial government shutdown has caused major disruptions at airports across the country, including at Baltimore-Washington Airport, where lines snaked outside.
I don't know if we're going to make our flight or not.
TSA workers have gone without pay for a month now. In Atlanta, a community food bank is providing them with groceries.
One for the back seat.
TSA worker Pascual Contreras is wondering how he'll feed his family in Phoenix.
I have a total of $18 in one account, and I'm negative 100 and change on the other one.
Relief does appear to be in sight. President Trump signed an executive order to pay TSA workers. DHS says they could receive checks as early as Monday. Shauna Mizell, CBS News.
And the Secretary of Education is promoting a new Trump administration plan to try to improve child literacy with scholarships. Secretary Linda McMahon says the Education Freedom Tax Credit will allow people who donate to student education to get a tax break of up to $1,700 a year. The program starts next year.
The money goes into the scholarship granting organizations. Parents apply there, and the money is then given to the parents for whether or not they want to move a child or whether or not they want to procure some of these other services.
Critics of the program say it's just another way to divert public money to private schools.
Tiger Woods is out on bail. He was arrested for DUI after crashing his SUV in Florida.
CBS LA's Gio Insignares breaks down Woods' history of accidents.
Pictures and video of Tiger Woods being driven away from Martin County Jail in Stuart, Florida, following his arrest for DUI. He spent about 8 hours in jail. Woods' mugshot also being seen following the car crash on Jupiter Island. Video from the scene shows his black SUV on its side. Police say the 50-year-old golf legend was speeding when he tried to overtake a pickup truck. His Land Rover clipped the truck and rolled over. Woods then crawled out through the passenger door.
Initially, right off the top, it did appear that the driver of the Land Rover might be impaired.
According to the sheriff, Woods and the other driver involved in the crash were not hurt. But investigators on scene believed Woods was impaired by some type of medication or drug.
Mr. Woods did a breathalyzer test, blew triple zeros, but when it came time for us to ask for a urinalysis test, he refused.
Authorities went on to say Woods was charged with DUI, property damage, and refusal to submit to a lawful test. And without that urine test, criminal attorney Lou Shapiro believes the refusal could come back to hurt Woods.
It's construed as consciousness of guilt. The fact that someone is not submitting to a chemical test, it shows like they're trying to hide something from law enforcement.
This is not Woods' first run-in with the law. In 2017, Florida police found him asleep at the wheel.
Do you remember being asleep in the car? You don't?
Leading to a DUI arrest and eventual guilty plea to reckless driving. And in 2009, Woods crashed into a fire hydrant and a tree near his home in Florida. He was cited for careless driving, but the accident eventually led to an infidelity scandal, a loss in sponsorships, and a divorce a year later. In February of 2021, his closest brush with death when he rolled an SUV in Rancho Palos Verdes, leaving him trapped and seriously injured. Doctors almost had to remove his leg. Police say he was doing 90 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. The news even getting the president to weigh in after arriving in Miami.
Very close friend of mine. He's an amazing person, amazing man, but some difficulty.
Meanwhile, legal experts say the next few weeks will determine what happens next and potentially what, if any, punishment the legendary golfer will face.
The future of this case will hinge on those toxicology results. And depending on what they show will dictate what methods Woods and everyone else will be taking in this.
I'm Gio Insignares, CBS LA.
2 more people in California have been infected with E. coli linked to raw milk and cheese products. That brings the total number of cases in the state to 7, according to the FDA, with 2 others in Texas and Florida. The agency says Fresno-based Raw Farm is the likely source of the outbreak. 7 of the people who fell ill say they consume products from the company. However, no Raw Farm products have tested positive for E. coli.
4 astronauts have arrived at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, their last earthly stop before lifting off next week for a lap around the moon. They'll be the first humans in deep space since 1972. CBS's Christian Benavides has details of this historic mission and what the astronauts hope to achieve.
With their feet firmly on the ground, these 4 astronauts are reaching for the moon.
We really are going for all by all, and we are. And we want to take the whole world along with us.
The launch window for this Fab 4 opens on Wednesday, April 1st. They'll strap into Artemis 2, NASA's most powerful rocket ever flown, with the Orion capsule on top. The team says they're laser focused.
We look at our objectives. We're going to test this capsule. We're going to lay the groundwork for Artemis 3 and 4, and we're going to try and get back safely and land in the Pacific Ocean.
Nearly 9 million pounds of thrust will propel these astronauts into deep space, looping around the far side of the moon and back.
All astronauts start a mission with one goal: to not mess it up.
Mission specialist Victor Glover would be the first black man to travel around the moon, and Christina Koch, the first woman.
I am so grateful to those that paved the way for me to be here and for all of us to be here, and it's an honor to potentially inspire the explorers of the future.
This crew's first concern is the near future.
April 1st is not a guarantee. April 6th is not a guarantee. We got to go feel this whole thing out.
A February launch was postponed when NASA discovered a problem with the rocket's helium pressurization system.
They're very confident that the problems that stopped them before have been fixed, and they're very optimistic about getting this rocket finally on its way on April 1st.
The crew also announced a special stowaway, a zero-G indicator mascot selected from a worldwide contest.
And our buddy here named Rise was submitted by second grader Lucas Yee from California.
Worldwide enthusiasm for an out-of-this-world mission. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
Amazing. Right now, 6:10 coming up. A local church is helping fire survivors